everyone. So today I'm going to make chicken Francese, and I have to work kind of quickly here because I can already hear that my oil that I have set on my stove is crackling away. So this is a basic recipe that I'm working off of from Tyler Florence. He's on the Food Network. I'm kind of doing little kicks here and there to it, so you just have to bear with me here. In this pink bowl here, I have my egg wash. I basically put 6 eggs with a little bit of water in. And then in the silver bowl, I have my flour, which I mixed with salt and pepper and also some lemon pepper. Now, usually when you do chicken or veal or pork chops, you usually do the egg wash first and then the flour, but we do this backwards for chicken Francese. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the flour, dredge it up. Make sure you get both sides. Nice little spot. Okay. Get some of the excess off. And then dip it into the egg wash. And then off into the pan we go. And you're going to hear some crackling, so just bear with me here. Beautiful. Now in the recipe it says that you should really pound these out to about 1/4 inch thick, but I'm going to leave these nice and big and whole so that they're a little bit more filling. And I'm doing a bunch of these, so I'm just going to show you 1 or 2 more, and then I'll cut over to what I have to do next. So again, we're putting it in the flour, right into the egg, and right over to the pan. Now also on my stove what I have working is a big pot of water for my linguine. I'm going to serve this over linguine. But you can serve it over anything, rice, spaghetti, ziti, noodles, you know, anything that's to your liking. And because I'm making so much of this, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to let it sit in the pan for a few minutes. On each, like 2 or 3 minutes on each side, and then what I'll do is I'll transfer it to a baking dish and keep it cooking in the stove, in the oven rather, I apologize, in a baking dish, so it kind of works a little bit faster. Alright, so I'm going to do the rest, and when I come back I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I got my chicken working. It's in the oven. It's keeping nice and warm and still cooking a bit. I have my pasta. It's almost ready to be drained. So what the recipe calls for, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, is it calls for you to slice up half a lemon and toss it into the pan where you just cooked your chicken. I'm actually going to do the whole lemon and toss it in there. Like I said, I'm doing this, but I'm doing it a little bit different than the recipe calls for. Again, people, I'm doing this from Tyler Florence. He's on the Food Network. You can go to foodnetwork.com. I typed in chicken Francese, and his was actually the first one that came up. So if you want to see how he has it on the internet, then go ahead and take a look. Okay, so I'm going to toss these into the pan, and I have it on medium to low heat. It's, you know, towards the lower end of the heat spectrum here. Okay, I'm just going to toss all these in. And you really want them just to cook up until they get nice You smell the lemon just throughout the whole house. You hear all that crackling in the back. Okay, so in the meantime, what I'm going to do is, it calls for a whole bunch of liquids, so I'm going to get that ready. It calls for white wine, but since I'm not really crazy about white wine in my foods, I'm actually just going to add extra chicken broth in. It calls for a cup. So I'm actually going to do 2 cups of chicken broth and just add a little bit extra to replace the wine that I'm not going to use. Okay, so I got my chicken broth here. I said I was going to do 2 cups. Actually, it turned out to be a whole can I used. So that's actually a very good thing. Now, it says to use the juice of a lemon, but before I do that, I'm actually going to grate the peel of the lemon. And that way, once I get everything together, I can sprinkle a little bit of lemon zest on it and make it just a little bit more fragrant, a little bit more lemony. It actually smells really good once you start zesting because all the oils are coming out and it just smells so good. Okay, so it's not a lot, but it's something. I'm just going to scrape that along the side. And I'm just going to roll this for a minute, or a couple of seconds. Cut it. And if you don't have one of these, I suggest getting one because they are awesome. Just right into the chicken broth. Just like that. Okay. So now that my lemon slices are nice and cooked, I'm just going to go ahead and add the liquid. We'll let that cook up for a few. Just give it a little stir. Okay, I'm going to take another quick break, and then as soon as I get back, I'll show you how to get the rest of it. Okay, so you can see here I have my lemons inside the chicken broth and lemon juice and whatnot. So what I did is I made a little bit of a like a flour roux. I put flour, 3 heaping teaspoons of flour together with some water, and I actually added some more lemon juice to give it more of a lemony because I'm not smelling too much lemon here. So I'm just going to pour this in, and then I'm going to add some butter. Alright, so give me 1 second. Let me see if I can do this up here. You can see it's starting to work up a little bit. I have it a little too high. So let's turn that down. Okay, so I'm going to add the roux. And this will actually thicken up the sauce. That's what roux usually do, flours. Sometimes you want to put in flour with butter, or, you know, chicken stock with flour. You know, however you may want to do any kinds of thickening agents. So that's that. And add in a teaspoon of butter. Just gives it that little bit of richness. Okay. And then I'm going to start mixing it up. There. Let's see better what's going on here. I'm loving having a stove, people. This is the best. So you see it's starting to thicken up here. So you just want to keep constantly stirring this so all the lumps from the flour dissolve. And I love the color right now. It's like a caramel kind of color, and it's looking really good. So if you want to add anything extra, if you want to add some more juices, or if you want to add some more water, or even if you want to add some salt and pepper just for taste consistency, you know, that's something to consider. Okay, so when we get back, I should be able to show you the finished product. Okay, bye. Oh, one more thing. Here's my pasta. I'm going to add some butter to it so it doesn't stick too much, so that once it's all together, it'll come out really, really good. Alrighty, be back. Okay, so here's the finished product. Basically what I did is the sauce mixture that you saw, I added a little bit more water because it was getting to be a little too thick. So I thinned it out a little bit. I took the chicken out. First I put pasta in this big bowl, then I put the chicken on top, then I layered the sauce on top of that. As you can see, I cut up some fresh lemon and just placed it on top of the chicken, so the guy should enjoy that. And this is what my plate looks like. I just put a little bit of pasta and then some of the chicken and a couple of rinds of lemon for me. So there you go. I hope you try this. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, let me know. And like I said, I kind of based out the recipe from Tyler Florence from foodnetwork.com. So if you want to see how he does it, foodnetwork.com. In their search engine, type in chicken Francese. His is the first one that pops up. If not, just look for Tyler Florence. It's awesome. Okay, guys, take care. Bye.